Okay, so I want to talk about shifters, which I guess is like this new group on, or newish group on TikTok. I guess let's see, let's look it up together and see if there's shifters on YouTube. Shifting, shifting realities. Yes, there is. What it feels like to shift realities and how I do so. 5 unmistakable signs you're close to shifting realities. Oh, there's Aaron. He's a little different about it. Shifters. Wait, shifting realities. DRCR. DRCR. Best shifting method to detach from your CR aligned with your DR. Kind of feel like I need to watch a few of the YouTubers. I just watched the TikTokers. My God, they're so embarrassing. How to stay in your DR once you mini shifted. So funny, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God, they get like all of these ideas for me and then they just like run with it and they like completely mess it up and then it just becomes this gobbledygook of nothingness, and that's why I'm laughing because like of course you don't want to give mom credit for any of it, right? You just want to like listen in. Not only are they listening in for the last 2 years, but they're also using my storyline, again, the same as the movie industry, for likes and clicks on social media, what Gigi used to do. And look what happened to Gigi, okay? So, not saying I'm warning you, but I'm definitely warning you. I don't know. They freaking put those thoughts in my head sometimes. I wouldn't say it like that. Uh, Aaron comes up. That's so funny. I wonder if I should listen to one of Aaron's from the bottom, but he's talking about a TV in this one. Parallel realities. See, the way I think that Aaron talks about it is sort of the way I talk about it, where it's like if you've ever seen Flat Earth, if you've ever seen Earth as flat, and he's talking to me. um, so they're like, everything is an illusion, and you're only going to see Earth as a globe if you're in the sleepy 3D fake matrix. But otherwise, you'll see it as like a flat plane. And the way I saw it a long time ago, oh, it's sort of like this. So it's actually sort of like this, like my paints. So each one of these is like a different earth plane, but they all look like the same earth. They don't look colorized or anything. They they just all look like parallel earths, and it's a plane like this. It's flat, and they are all kind of like close to each other, like that. And those are parallel earths that basically I'm the one molecule, so I'm the only one that jumps from plane to plane of existence. And Max has been pulling me out every night and putting me on like a different parallel earth. And Ryan was asking Max, like, are you putting her on like close ones, or are you like putting her on like farthest ones? And Max said he's putting me on close ones. It's like he holds me over them and sees which one has like the best resonance, like when you hit a guitar string and it's in key. how it has a resonance to it. So he kind of does that with me, the one molecule, and then he'll put me in that one for like he's saying like a few days, maybe a few weeks if it seems to be working, and then he'll pull me out again. But yes, he was pulling me out every day for a while. So um and that's how like little things shift, like the electric dock. Like I took a walk to this dock near my house, and it says like electrified water 100 within 100 feet of the dock, no swimming. And I'm like, what the hell? I've never heard of anything like that in my entire life. And everything that I remember about like going on boat trips and stuff, like you can jump in and out of the boat when you're in the dock. I've never heard of anything. That was the first time I ever saw that. And then on TikTok, and then my siblings all heard me, and they were like, I've never heard of that either. And then on TikTok, there was a TikTok of a guy who jumped into a lake and he died of electric shock from a nearby dock. So it wasn't even at the dock. He didn't jump in with the sign that says electric dock, basically. He jumped into a lake and it was just near the dock. So he didn't see the sign. He just jumped into the lake and he died from electric shock. So that's a brand new thing for me in this universe. And I know there's some people out there thinking, there's always been electrified docks. No, no, no. You're from this universe. Okay? That's how it fucking works. That's how it works. I'm just overwhelmed because I keep finding new fake groups like every single day. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so over it. How many fake groups are there? And I know Brandon and Max and Colin all hear me. So that does keep me calm. But it's just like, oh my God, like, why is there so many fake freaking groups? And it's because you're rejecting me, you're rejecting me, you're rejecting God, you're rejecting the one molecule. You hear me right now. I've been talking over walls. There's only one room. I am in each and every room. Most of you have telepathy. Most of you can hear this message. Max is saying, stay strong, sweetie. I don't think he's saying that. I think that's Aaron. Okay. So these shifters, they're fake groups because they're siphoning my energy without acknowledging me as the one molecule or God or the princess that needs to be honored and revered. Any of these types of phrases, or the one molecule that if you treat well, it'll be reflected onto your life because there's only one molecule in the entire world. And how you treat the one molecule is how you get treated. Okay, so in that way, it's an actual reflection. But so that's why these are fake groups, because they are not acknowledging me in any way, shape, or form. They're going into, why are you channeling right now? They go into these, they're in spirituality and they're like looking for like a way out. And a lot of them seem to be younger girls on like 20s, I'm going to say, on TikTok. Like they're in their 20s, it seems like. I don't know how old they are. And they, they go into spirituality, they go into meditation, and they created this thing called shifting where like, and they're like, they just post these videos with like music on top and they're like, and it's like, it says like, I just shifted. Like that's all they post. And like, it's so stupid. And it's like another form of like confusion lake. And it's just not conducive to a healthy environment. And they're going to get wrecked. They're absolutely 100,000% going to get wrecked the same way Gigi got wrecked. So I'm just trying to be honest to help people, and So um, uh, they go into these things called demon pockets, which is what Max talked about. It is on my For You page. If you scroll back far enough, I posted it. Max talks about demons and demon pockets, and I call them art boxes. It's these art boxes I set up. It is definitely a new way to generate food because I'm obviously not going to get through to all of them, but some of them look like they're my kids, so I'm trying to help the ones that are my kids. Same as always. Um, and so they siphon this energy, they siphon the spiritual energy for these things called a DR, which is their, I want to say it's called their dream reality, but it's their desired reality. It's their desired reality. And their CR is their current reality. So I'm like trying to learn like my kids' language to help them. And their current reality is obviously like this, you know, tapioca pudding BS. And so they're exploring the spirituality, but it's sort of the same thing as Lemuria and ancient Egypt. I'm sorry, not ancient Egypt, and ancient Atlantis, where they just siphon and siphon and siphon and do donuts and do donuts and do donuts, and then they fall into the different layers of hell and they experience what's called pain body, which I did have another friend bring up pain body years ago, and she like said it to me this morning. She's like, remember when I used to talk about pain body and you had no idea what I was talking about? And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So they gave me like this download with my sister, and they were like, when the non-existents are born, they're told to treat the real sister with respect and reverence and be kind and be upbeat. And if they can't do that, then they start to descend into the layers of hell and experience pain body, which is what I refer to as human pain. So when you go into these layers of hell, you don't need to be awake to experience human pain, which they call pain body. And so like obviously the more and more it goes on, like the more and more human pain they experience in the dream realms, and um, that correlates to being sick, getting sick, being sick, having accidents, everything like that, and also correlates to death in this like physical realm. The shifters are just completely full of BS, especially this one. She just talks about like she's just like an overlay of one of my sisters, and she just talks about like she's married to Loki, but she just talks about it like it's a normal 3D life. Like, oh, we go to the supermarket and we go clothes shopping, and it's like, what? Like, that's not what you do in other dimensions. It's so silly. I know. And yeah, I mean, if you if I tell you to come over my house, there's no dilly dallying in the hospital. They want to say, and so you should get your butt over my house and help me in this physical realm. This is the entire game is to support the princess and play the games out loud. And there's actually really fun games, and there should be no resistance in playing the fun games. But you guys keep want to descend into the layers of hell and experience pain body over and over and over. And so for some of us, it's going to be the first time we've ever experienced pain body. So this was the first time I ever experienced adrenochrome in my life. Was, you know, like a week ago when I just posted it, because I've never had to come down here before, because you were teetering on the evolution of a sane person at one point in your life, and now you want to look backwards, and it's causing the entire family to suffer. And so next after adrenochrome is physical pain. It can totally happen to you when you're just walking around in physical reality. By the way, in 3D, you can totally just be shot with energy and it feel like you you got punched in the face, or you got completely cut, or you're getting zapped by a million hornets. That can happen to you in physical reality. Okay, so for the people that are like, well, I'm just not going to sleep, it'll get you either way. But you can go descend into hell, and then you can feel physical pain while you're in an astral body in hell. And as the one, we are preparing for this physical pain experience because it's how we get our power back. And some of you ones are going to be punished because I told you to not to dilly dally and to get over my house and to help me, and you didn't. And you already know which ones those are. But if you're in the shifting group, if you're in like the TikTok girl shifting group, what I recommend, watch my freaking videos, get the freak out of that siphoning BS. And obviously you're supposed to be praying to me, worshiping me. The state is not going to hold you anymore. You have to switch to the church, which is the worshiping of the new currency. Okay? And the best thing that you can do is to try to transform yourself into goo, like me and Tom do. That's the best method because that helps to make you real, and that'll clear out the negative, toxic girls that are in your group, and it'll keep you safe. And I'm speaking to a few of them right now that I think can do that, and I think that will listen and that will switch over and they'll save themselves and their own families from the pain and humiliation of being wrong over again and again in this new world order society. So the Earth's core is like a white, yellow, hot, molten, maybe, I don't know, plasma, I don't know. But it's sort of the same thing at the very top of the game. And I did say I was going to draw a new map, but I didn't draw the new map. But so I created this new level this year where it's like this hot, white, golden sun. And then Inky and Lil and Alyssa, there's 3 fairies right now. Gigi is assuming that there's a 4th fairy for her. Come on, Gigi. So right now there's 3 fairies. It's Enki, Enlil, and Alyssa, and they go around this gigantic Gibraltar sun. That's part of the unique recycling system, and then it connects down into Earth's core when it's a globe, and that is like the unique recycling system that goes up and down the food chain. All the way up into the upper echelons of heaven, and then all the way down into the lower nether regions of hell and beyond. They're giving Starlight her power back through these dreams, and you should be grateful, Alyssa. That's nice. That's nice. You still want to yell at God. So lovely. So, I fell into a burning lake of fire. Went down, down, down. The flames got higher. Anyway, I've warned you guys enough. So, yeah, I would definitely stay out of those shifting groups. Like, what the fuck? Thank you, Ryan Reynolds, for mentioning that you felt like you've been on meth for 6 months. I do think that's a great step in the right direction, even though you're obviously joking about it. There's always truth in every joke, so at least you're like starting to confess. A spiritual broadcast from Ryan Reynolds would be preferred at this time, as well as from my entire court, Any well wishes to Hayden. We're already starting to do the same experience again, like I said, to get all of the stolen energy back which you stole in the first place. So why the hell would I be grateful that you stole my energy in the first place? You know? So you should be grateful that we're giving humanity another chance. So, I mean, he did almost pull me out of my space portal for good last year. It opened up quite a few times. Um, so, it just opened up in my room because I felt the drugs coming on really hard. It was like in December, I think, when I started to feel it like come on really, really hard. And I was like, oh my God, this is like way more intense than I've ever felt them before. And I felt them extremely intensely before, but I was like, this is like definitely a next level. And it's when I opened up the upper echelons of heaven that have never been seen before by the faces of planet Earth. And so, yeah, that requires more energy to do that. So that's why the energy was so intense last year when I was put on my space drugs. And, I was just like, oh my God, what if I can't handle this? And then Ryan projected into my room and the space portal opened and he was like, he will pull you out of your portal. He will pull you out of your portal. And I was like, okay, okay. And then it opened, I think, like on the side of my room too. I think it opened like 2 or 3 times, and Brandon opened the gates of heaven a couple of times last year too. So, I mean, that you don't have a choice. The choice is just to join the New World Order or suffer a millennia. Those are your choices. I feel like you guys are like, say more, say more, say more. Like, what else do you want me to say? Oh, the Anunnaki sun. So the Anunnaki sun is, yes, it's definitely a part of the unique recycling system. And it's very similar to the top plane gigantic energy globe. And it cooks the people that are out of line, and you can feel it, especially when the adrenochrome goes off, and I'm sure when the pain body goes off too. When you're in your pleasure centers, it feels like the sun is turned off, but that's just like the beginning of the loosh. And when I say loosh, I mean me looshing back my stolen energy. And so it's just the beginning of the loosh. And like you think like you're, this like grand person that like receives all this like beautiful ecstatic energy and whatever, but like you're literally nothing. I'm just getting my loosh back. That's all it is. And then when you step into the adrenochrome or the pain body, that's when the sun starts to cook you, and it feels like complete pain. So it's like triple pronged approach, sort of like you have like the pain of the adrenochrome, and like the whooshing and the nausea, and then you have the slicing feeling and stuff, and then on top of it you have like the burning sensation from the Anunnaki sun, and you don't have to be outside. There's no walls. There's no walls, so the sun's going to cook you no matter where you are. So that's how that works. Enjoy your day.